before I start this crusade in this men's prison in Texas, yesterday I went to the women's prison. When I was getting ready, we always want to make sure they understand they're righteous. They're just as righteous as me or Billy Graham or Jesus. We're all the same. And that they can do the same things if they believe that the anointing, they have the same anointing, they have the same. And I'm like, Lord, what am I gonna tell them, anything specifically? And immediately I heard, well, if they have the same anointing and they can do what you can do, then have them heal the sick. Seriously? I said, the people that are in actual pain right now, you are hurting right now, come up here if you want to be healed. And so I had 8 women come up. And I had talked to them about healing, the anointing, and they should heal the sick. So I said, who of you out here really wants to operate in this anointing and you want to heal the sick so bad, but you're not quite ready yet. You've got some issues. You've got maybe some sin stuff, or you just don't feel like confident that you're ready for this yet. Raise your hand if you really want to do this, but you're just not there yet. And a bunch of them raised their hand. I picked one of them. Come up here and you're going to heal these girls. And I said, what's your name? And she said, Atlanta. And I said, okay, Atlanta. So just put your hand on their head and just say, by his wounds, you are healed. Jesus heals you. Just say that. And so she goes, by his wounds, you are healed. By his wounds, you are healed. She touched it by his, I said, just, okay, say it like with a little bit more authority. By his wounds, you are healed. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to touch them. I'm not touching these people. It has to be all her. And by his wounds, you're healed. And she did all 8 of them. It's just, they're all standing there staring at me and the whole congregation staring at all of us. Okay, so who got healed? And they all just stood there and they didn't raise their hand. I'm like, heck no. So then this one girl just goes like this. And she said, I have arthritis and my whole body, all my legs, my feet burn when I walk and the pain is gone. And she was kind of scared to tell. I said, that's okay. She said, but it's tingling. It's still tingling. It's still tingling. I said, but is the pain gone? Yes, the pain is gone. I said, could you run before? She goes, no, I limped up here. I could hardly walk. I can't run. So then she ran around and I looked at Atlanta and she was just standing there with her eyes huge like this. And I said, Atlanta, you healed her. You did it. You did it. But then there's 7 more that aren't healed. So Atlanta said, okay, who else wants to do it? Another girl came up. I had her say, by his wounds, I'm healed. Receive your healing. By his wounds, you're going to be receiving. I said, can you just say it like you, by his wounds, you're healed. And when she got done with them, one lady had gotten in a car accident. Her body was full of metal. She had screws in her body and she was kind of crippled, just kind of contorted standing. And I said, okay, who got it from this second girl? She said, I don't have any pain. And then I said, okay, walk. And so she walked with her little swagger, like a really cute little walk. And then she started running and then she ran in the corner and she was jumping around, but touching the floor, doing everything, starting to scream and cry, squeal for joy. The girl that healed her, this little Spanish cute little girl, she said, you can do it. Anybody can do it. There was still 6 standing there. So I had one other girl come up. The same thing, these little prayers, just like she did it in faith. It sounded timid. I didn't think it was going to work. Bam. 3 of them got their healing. They showed us and they were excited. Then I'm like, okay, you guys, I'll take care of the rest of these 3. And then we just had the altar call. And when it was time for all their testimonies, one of the girls was Atlanta. She said, sorry. She goes, her testimony was, she goes, I never healed anybody before. We had a fun time.